And Reese breaking up that pass. Kennedy Carter feeds Angel Reese. Can't finish.
Reese kept it together and found her way to 2 more points.
Angel Reese's Barbie night turned into a nightmare. What went wrong for the rising star as Caitlin Clark stole the show? The shocking stats reveal a story of desperation and defeat. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. The crowd erupted, but not for who you'd expect. What did Caitlin Clark do that had fans cheering for the opposing team in their own arena? The answer might change how you view women's basketball forever. As the game unfolded, it became clear that this wasn't just another night in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation, was about to put on a show that would leave everyone speechless. From the moment she stepped on the court, Clark was on fire. Her movements were fluid, her shots were precise, and her court vision was unmatched. Clark's performance was nothing short of spectacular. She dropped 30 points like it was just another day at the office. But here's the kicker, she didn't stop there. Clark dished out 12 assists, proving she's not just a scoring machine, but a true team player. It was like watching a seasoned vet, not a rookie, dominate the game. Now you might be wondering, what about Angel Reese? Well, that's where things get interesting. While Clark was lighting up the scoreboard,
any turnovers, that's not going to get the job done, but I think just a lot of things to learn from. I didn't think we played well.
We had already been through some adversity throughout the year, missed games, different lineups, so many different things has happened to our team. And we were just built for this moment. And we trusted God and we played together and we're some dogs.
Reese was struggling to find her rhythm. Her stats tell the story. 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. Not terrible numbers, but definitely not what fans were expecting from the rising star. But it wasn't just the numbers that were off. Reese's shooting percentage was a measly 38.4%. That's the kind of stat that makes coaches cringe and fans shake their heads. It was clear that Reese was having an off night, but no one could have predicted just how off it would be. The atmosphere in the arena was electric, but not in the way anyone expected. Picture this. The home team is down by a significant margin, but the crowd is going wild. Why? Because they were witnessing something special from Clark. Even though she was on the opposing team, it was surreal. Fans were cheering for an opponent in their own house. That's how good Clark was playing. You could feel the energy shift as the game progressed. What started as excitement for Reese's big night quickly turned into awe for Clark's performance. The home crowd couldn't help but appreciate the masterclass they were witnessing, even if it came at the expense of their own team. As the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard told a story that few could have predicted. Indiana Fever 100, Chicago Sky 81, a 19-point difference that felt more like a 50-point blowout. Reese's anticipated big night had turned into Clark's coming out party.
I'm going to do my best. I mean, it's still really hard basketball, like playing at this level. Everybody's going to be, competing really hard coming back from the break, obviously with playoffs on the line.
Death threats, I've been sexualized, I've been threatened, I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time.
This game wasn't just a win or a loss, it was a statement. Clark showed the world why she's been hyped as the next big thing in women's basketball. Her performance wasn't just good, it was historic. She didn't just beat Reese in the sky, she outshone them in every aspect of the game. For Reese, this game was a harsh reality check. The expectations were sky high, but her performance fell flat. It's the kind of game that can shake a player's confidence, especially when your rival is having the night of their life on the same court. As the clock ticked down, Reese faced a choice that would define her season. Stay in or sit out? Her next move shocked fans and critics alike. What was she thinking? In the world of professional sports, there's an unwritten rule that players should prioritize team success over personal glory. But sometimes, the temptation to pad one's stats can be too strong to resist. That's exactly what happened in the final minutes of this game, and it's got the basketball world buzzing. Picture this, the game's basically over. The Fever are up by a whopping 30 points. Both teams have pulled their starters, signaling that it's time to let the bench players get some minutes. But wait, what's this? Angel Reese is still on the court. You might be wondering, why would she stay in a game that's already decided? Here's where things get dicey. Reese decided to stay in the game, and she managed to score half of her total points during this garbage time.
Coach said they took 66 shots, we took 50. It's really hard to win games when you give them 16 more opportunities than we had.
Ever all-star game come, on an offensive board, leads the WNBA in that category. Well done, rookie.
Now, on paper, a double-double might look impressive, but when you realize it came after the game was essentially over, it loses its shine real quick. This move, it's what we call stat padding in the sports world. It's when a player tries to boost their personal statistics in a game that's already decided. And let me tell you, it's not a good look. It's like showing up to a party after everyone's left and claiming you were the life of it. The backlash was swift and brutal. Critics didn't pull any punches. They labeled Reese's actions as fraudulent. Some even went as far as to call for a reevaluation of her Rookie of the Year candidacy. Ouch, that's got to sting. One critic didn't mince words. Angel Reese got iced out in this game. The worst part is both teams subbed off their starters with 4 minutes to go, but Angel stayed out there to get double doubles. It's a damning statement that cuts right to the heart of the issue. Another voice in the basketball community didn't hold back either. This was embarrassing. You are disrespecting the game by doing that. When you're accused of disrespecting the game you love, that's when you know you've crossed a line. But here's the thing about sports. It's not just about what happens on the court. It's about integrity, sportsmanship, and respect for the game. When a player prioritizes personal stats over these values, it doesn't just affect that one game. It can have ripple effects that impact their entire career. Think about it. In those final minutes, Reese wasn't just padding her stats. She was making a statement about who she is as a player and what she values. And unfortunately for her, that statement didn't sit well with fans, critics, or her peers in the league. This decision could have serious consequences for Reese. In the short term, it's tarnished her reputation. Fans who once saw her as a rising star might now view her as someone who puts herself before the team. That's not the kind of label any player wants.
Mitchell with 5 seconds left. Cross court Clark. Does Clark see the clock? Handoff Samuelson. Who buries a three?
Good deep by JC.
A little head fake. Reese, flick of the wrist. Air ball again, no.
Especially not a rookie trying to make her mark in the league. Long term, this could impact how coaches and teammates view her. Will they be able to trust her in crucial moments? Will they wonder if she's playing for the team or for her stat line? These are questions that could follow Reese throughout her career if she doesn't address this issue head on. Angel Reese's Barbie night turned into a nightmare. But could this be the wake-up call she needed? While the basketball world is buzzing about her stat padding controversy, there's a bigger story unfolding. What if this moment of weakness becomes her greatest strength? The clock's ticking, and Reese's next play could rewrite her entire legacy. Let's break it down. Reese's performance against the Indiana Fever was far from her best. She struggled to find her rhythm, shooting a disappointing 38.4%. Her decision to stay on the court during garbage time to pad her stats didn't sit well with fans or critics. It's the kind of move that can tarnish a player's reputation, especially a rookie trying to make her mark in the league. But here's the thing about sports. It's not just about one game. It's about how you respond to setbacks. And that's where things get interesting for Reese. This moment could be the turning point in her career, the catalyst that pushes her to new heights. Think about it. The pressure on athletes, especially in high-stakes games, is immense. It can mess with your head, make you doubt yourself, and lead to poor decision-making.
Fever have beaten the Mercury for 3 times in the regular season. Indiana sweeps the season series.
And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is.
Reese felt that pressure and she cracked, but that doesn't mean she's out of the game. Great athletes have a knack for turning moments of failure into fuel for future success. They use the criticism, the disappointment, the self-doubt as motivation to work harder, to prove everyone wrong, and Reese has all the ingredients to do just that. Remember, this is the same player who was a standout in college, who came into the WNBA with high expectations. She's got the talent, the drive, and now she's got something to prove. That's a powerful combination. So what's next for Angel Reese? First things first, she needs to own up to her mistake. A public apology, acknowledging the stat padding, and reaffirming her commitment to team success over personal glory could go a long way in rebuilding her reputation. But words are just the start. Reese needs to let her game do the talking. That means putting in extra hours in the gym, working on her weaknesses, and coming back stronger. It means being a team player, making the extra pass, diving for loose balls, doing all the little things that show she's about more than just stats.
I had a lot of fun just playing and enjoying the atmosphere, like talking with the people courtside. Like, I was just trying to smile and have fun. Like, it doesn't really matter, like, win or loss.
4 seeds and hosting the first 2 games in the tournament. Oh, Reese with a pretty spin move.
And let's not forget about the Caitlin Clark factor. Their rivalry isn't over, it's just heating up. Clark's dominant performance in this game sets the stage for an epic comeback from Reese. Every great story needs a rival, and Clark could be the perfect motivation for Reese to elevate her game. But it's not just about physical skills. Reese needs to work on her mental game too, handling pressure, making smart decisions in crucial moments, staying focused even when things aren't going her way. These are the hallmarks of a true champion. If Reese can develop these skills, she'll come back not just as a better player, but as a leader on the court. The road back won't be easy. There will be doubters, critics, and plenty of obstacles along the way, but that's what makes sports so compelling. It's not about never falling, it's about how you get back up. Let's talk about the bigger picture here. Angel Reese's Barbie night turned into a disaster, but it's more than just one bad game. It's about integrity and sportsmanship in pro basketball. Reese's decision to pad her stats in a blowout loss? That's not just a rookie mistake. It's a wake-up call for the whole league. Here's the thing, basketball isn't just about numbers. It's about respect for the game, your teammates, and your opponents. When players prioritize personal stats over team success, it hurts everyone. Fans lose faith, teammates lose trust, and the game loses its spirit. So what's next for Angel Reese? Will she use this as a turning point to level up her game and her character, or will this moment define her entire career? The ball's in her court now, and the whole basketball world is watching.